How many people out there right now do you think that's having a hard time with the way the economy is, the way everything's just falling apart around us? You know, the struggle to pay bills, the struggle to put groceries on your table, the struggle to prep, the struggle to stock up on simple items, right? You know, back during the pandemic, you had stuff that wasn't even available on the shelves that's usually there every day, all day, right? It's there now, but the price of it is high. You'll see people put stuff on sale, like stores put it on sale, and it's still higher than what we used to pay just a few years ago. So it's really not a sale. The more you sit around and you worry about this, or you worry about that, or you worry about everything that's going on, it's affecting your mental health whether you know it or not. It is. You know, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. None of this video is about medical advice or anything like that. It's just things I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing people that's having a hard time struggling with just everyday stuff. You know, they're struggling to put food on their table. They're struggling to make sure their bills are paid. They're struggling to make sure their kids, you know, can play sports if they want to play sports. You know, they're having to pick and choose between what do I not pay this month for little Johnny or Susie to be able to play this sport or be in this group, or coming up on summer, you know, go to camp or something like that. You know, the closer we get to full-blown SHTF, where everything just falls apart, the worse it's going to get. It really is. People are afraid of SHTF, and what they're afraid of is their conveniences will be gone. You know, flip your light switch, turn your light on, grab a TV remote, turn a channel, get on your phone, see what's going on. Those conveniences will be gone. It'll be more back to like 17, 1800s, where you needed to talk to your neighbor, you went and seen them, right? You went and talked to them. If you need to go to the store, it was a big deal, right? It was a huge deal. You know, the whole family might have loaded up on a Saturday and went to town. You know, some people on here, I'm sure you had grandparents that grew up like that. You know, they didn't go to town every day. That wasn't in their vocabulary. They may go on Saturday, right, and pay all their bills. And nowadays, you can't even really do that no more, because the places where you need to pay bills aren't open on Saturday. Everything, they want you paperless. They want everything to be on these phones or a tablet or a computer, right, where they don't have to interact with you. Why? Because number one, if you have an issue that's going on and you go up there and talk to them, right? We had an issue here. Back when I was at hunting camp, somehow or another, we got a $600 water bill. No, excuse me, $400 water bill. Come to find out, while I was gone, the toilet was running and nobody would cut it off, right? Go up there and we pay it, right? We pay the bill. Well, the next month the bill comes out and it's the same amount plus another month's bill. And you're calling and they're just sending you to this person and that person, right? So you finally just go up there like, what is going on? You know what happened? When we paid the bill, they credited it to another account that had nothing to do with us, right? Which immediately pissed me off, right? Ran my blood pressure sky high, because I had the receipt showing where the bill was paid to the right account. And of course they fixed it, but then the next month another bill come. It took almost 3 months to straighten this out because they were having computer issues. Computer issues. Who remembers, if you're my age or older, used to, you go pay your bill, you talk to someone, right? Everything was wrote down. You looked at it. You handed them the money. They handed you a receipt. Your bill was paid, right? Now they want it all paperless, all digital. And everybody's scared to death of this digital dollar that's coming. I'm going to tell you something a lot of people is not realizing. We are 90% already into the digital dollar. We really are. How many people do you know gets paid, let's just say they get paid on Friday, they go to the bank and cash a paper check and put the cash in their pocket? Not very many anymore. Their check is sent electronically and it goes into their bank account, and then they run around and pay bills online with their debit cards and things like that. We're already there. When full-blown SHTF happens and we have to revert back to the old days, which I honestly think were better and easier, people are afraid of that because you'll hear it all the time, I want to live comfortably, in full-blown SHTF. Well, if comfortably to you is that you still want your refrigerator working, you want your lights working, you want, I don't know, say your TV working, right? That's what you want to have to live comfortably. Okay, number one, that puts a beacon on you. If you've ever been out in the country, and out where there's no street lights or nothing, you can actually see somebody a mile to 2 miles down if the terrain allows it. You can see that they've got a light on right at their house. You're drawing attention to you, right? Well, people be like, well, I only run it during the day. Okay. Also, all these systems you're wanting to run up, we have a solar system, but I'm also understanding enough to know that if everything went to crap today, that system is not going to last me indefinitely. It's not. Plain and simple, it's not. By the time, if you go full solar, if you're living somewhere in a house right now and you say, I'm done with this, we're going solar, I'm not paying an electric bill anymore, and you're in an area where you can do that, it's going to take anywhere from 10 to 20 years for that solar system to pay itself back to you, right? And it sounds good, right? That after 10, 20 years, I ain't got no bill no more. Guess what happens? Your batteries start to go bad. You may have panels that go bad, charge controllers, inverters. I'm not telling you not to do it because it's a great thing to do, but you got to understand it costs just as, you're going to be in a lot of money for the system. And I'm talking about a whole house system. If you're trying to run your whole house off this system, watch channels on here. I personally like Prepper Nurse One's channel. He's one of the only channels that I try to always catch his videos and watch his live streams. I don't agree with a lot of stuff he does, but I like him. He's just like the rest of us. He's learning by his mistakes, but he's always, occasionally having to fire up the generator, right, to charge up his batteries because it's cloudy, things like that. And full grid down situation, you're going to have several skills in your back pocket. You really are. You're going to need to know how to do carpentry. You're going to need to know how to do simple plumbing. If you're running a solar system, you better know how to do electricity. You're going to have these, you need to know how to garden, you need to know how to work on equipment. There's a whole skill set that, fortunately, the way I grew up and some of y'all grew up, I grew up 70s, 80s, and 90s. We were still in that generation of where if something broke, you fixed it. You didn't take it to the mechanic. You didn't call somebody in to fix it. You fixed it yourself. Your dad fixed it. Your grandpa fixed it. Or we'd all get together and fix stuff, right? That's the generations that, I think that's really one of the last generations is what they call Gen X. I think that's the last generation that actually done stuff like that. Now it's so easy. If you're having a problem, well, I'm going to call this dude over here that knows how to plumb to fix my water pipe, right? Things like that. You need to have all these skills in your back pocket. Do you need to be a master at them? No, but you need to know the basic things to do. And if you're in a group, it is very important if you're in a group, if you've got a prepper mag, that there's people in that group that know exactly, that's their forte, right? They're electric. They know how to do electric. This guy over here knows how to do plumbing. This guy over here knows how to do carpentry. This person over here knows how to cook great, right? Tastes better than anything I cook, right? That type of thing. But you need to have these skills in your pocket. I'm not saying you got to be a master at them, but you've got to have these skills. I see so many people nowadays, I've even seen prepper channels on here talk about going and paying and getting their oil changed in their car, and it cost them $100. And when I see that, the first thing I'm doing is scratching my head like, you actually go pay somebody to change your oil. Okay. I'm sure you know how to do it, right? It's just the convenience where you don't have to fool with it, so don't complain about how much it costs you to get your oil changed, right? A lot of people don't even know how to change a flat tire anymore. They don't know how to change their own oil. Don't know how to change spark plugs in their cars. Just general maintenance stuff. That's gone out the window nowadays with a lot of people. And don't get me wrong, some of the younger ones, they do know how to do this, but the amount of people that knows how to do all this stuff has shrunk compared to when I was growing up. It has shrunk drastically shrunk. I'm 47, and I can see people in their 30s that don't know these skills. So you see what I'm talking about? How quickly it started falling away. That they weren't taught this, or they didn't want to be interested in it. Guys, stress is bad now. Totally. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all are stressing every day, like, I got to get my medicine filled, but I got to buy this grocery, or I got to pay this bill, and you're having to pick and choose. And we should not be in a position in America where that's the way it is. We should not. We shouldn't be in that position, but we are, because We constantly send billions and billions of dollars to other countries to make sure their payrolls are paid, to make sure their stuff is took care of. But we don't take care of our own, right? How long is it going to be to full-blown SHTF? We wake up and everything's gone? I don't know, but I firmly feel that it'll be in my lifetime. Or at least the way we know the world now will be totally different, right? It's getting to the point of every day you wake up, you're stressed out. Number one, as some of y'all know, my body is so used to stress that I do not know when I'm stressed out. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I had an issue where I was clenching my teeth a lot, and it actually gave me lockjaw, and I had to stick a thing in there to pop my mouth open to pop my jaw back open, and it is still sore up in here. But that's because I'm so used to being stressed that I don't recognize it, right? Now, what's causing me the stress? I don't know. I'm not a lot of y'all. Some of y'all may be able to pinpoint what's stressing you out, but for me, I can't pinpoint it. Nothing has really changed of what I'm doing or anything like that, but it's just a more stressful situation. You know, my stress started severely started in about 2017, 2018. I'd had a major back surgery. I had a fusion done. And, you know, it gets to the point where you're like, I'm not gonna, you know, financially this is just not going to happen no more. I can't do this or I can't do that, what I used to do, right? So you have to start trying to find different things you can do. I build, a lot of y'all know, I make signs, you know, cedar stuff. I love working with cedar. I cut cookie rounds, you know, like spalted maple and stuff like that. And in my area, people don't want to buy it. You know, even though we're in the Appalachian Mountains and it's handmade from someone who grew up here and this and that, they don't want it. They're acting like you're charging them too much for it. But also, those same people will go to Walmart and buy what you're building and pay more, and it comes from China. You know, that's the type of stuff that I personally deal with. You know, my grandpa always told me, build your stuff, know what it's worth, make a fair price on it, and if people don't want it, somebody out there does. And nowadays that means we're going to have to get online on the internet and make internet sales, right? Because people around here, they don't want to buy the stuff. You know, they would rather buy stuff from Walmart or somewhere else or order it online. So be the one that they're ordering it online from, but they don't know that they're buying it from you. Get what I'm saying? Everybody else is out to screw everybody else over, ain't they? But stress is a terrible situation to go through. Stress is probably, I know what they used to say, it was the number one killer was stress. You know, I wake up every day and my body's already stressed. I'm sure a lot of y'all are, but the problem with me is I can't pinpoint what's stressing me out. You know, some days are good, some days are bad, but I knew as soon as my jaw locked down from gritting my teeth so much that, hey, you know, I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to try to fix this problem, right? But guys, you've got to be, I know I went off course here a little bit, and some of y'all usually tune out when I start that, especially at 13 minutes. There's nobody still watching this one, but you've got to be a jack of all trade and a master of none. I'm sure some of y'all have heard that in your lifetime. It's got to the point now where if you have something that breaks at your house or on your vehicle, and if you don't know how to fix it, you're going to pay a lot of money. You know, the part might be a $15, $20 part, but you're going to be $200-$300 in labor. Stuff like that. You know, if you're not able to learn this stuff, get with people that already know it and get them to teach you, because you can watch every YouTube video in the world, you can read every book, but until you get your hands on a situation to try to fix something, you don't know how it's going to turn out. Little long video here, sorry about that, and like I said, nobody's still watching it, but stay safe, keep your head on a swivel, be aware of your surroundings at all times, protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person that can do it. Stay safe, keep prepping, and learn skills. Learn skills. They're very important, and they'll save you money in the long run. Might even save you a lot of money. Stay safe.